Bam. So I'm just going to take you through our updated budget spreadsheet, how to use it, how to analyze your budget, and how to progress through with it. So I'm going to share my screen really quickly. So you can see this is our budget. On the first page, we've got the how-to guide, how to use this calculator, step-by-step process. You only need to enter in the first page, which is budget entry. Now, entering up here what your take-home pay after taxes. Okay, so whatever you get in the hand. For yourself, your partner, whatever it is. So let's just use average numbers. Let's say 6,000 a month, and let's say 4,000 a month, 10,000 a month, a nice round number. Any investment or Centrelink income you chuck in there as well. So we see this person's got $120,000 a year. So we jump in, we go, okay, mortgage, rent, let's say 600 a week. Let's change, yeah, let's say 600 a week in mortgage and rent. We'll just say rent in this case. This person doesn't own a home yet. We got electricity, gas, just pre-entered here some round numbers, car insurance, home and contents, health insurance, all that good stuff. No loans, we say they got no loans, they're good, they're fresh, they're clean. 250 a week there in supermarket cost, and then all your normal medical, gym, all the other costs that come out. Then your luxuries, so talking about coffee, tea, takeaways, lunches, this person will definitely clean that up a little bit. It's a bit over the top. Car cost, and then potentially in this one we might have childcare, which let's say $250 a week childcare. So then we go into the necessities tab, and we just want to make sure that everything lines up, because sometimes it doesn't pull through. Yeah. All right, so the only one that didn't pull through on this time was the weekly. Was that? We need to change that to weekly. All right, now it's more accurate. So that tells us we've got just under 75,000 a year in fixed expenses, necessity costs that we need just to survive. Then we go to luxury and we check them off as well. All looks good, and that tells us we've got just under 18,000 a year in luxury expenses. Then we go through the summary tab, right? So what you can see here is on the left-hand column under the current, that shows us what we're currently sitting at percentage-wise. So 120,000 is our income after tax, and that's 100% of our income. And necessities is 74,000, which we're currently sitting at 62%. And our luxuries, which have no travel in them due to lockdown, are already at 15% or 17,940. And that leaves us with 28,000 or 23% to invest. What we've got to the right-hand side is the categories, okay, that you should try and fall into. Now, you need to fill out the prioritization document before you do this to try and figure out what your goals are, how far away you are, and then you can really dictate how much you need to be investing, etc. But in the interim, we've just got three major categories most people fall into. We've got the minimum, and this is, that you need to try and fall into. Minimum, this is the minimum one you need to get to. If you aren't sitting in line with these ratios, right, so you're not doing this or better, you need to fix up your expenses, okay? You either need to earn more money or you need to spend less, because if you're not in these ratios, there's a good chance you're not getting ahead, okay? And in the minimum phase, what we've got is we've got 60%. You want to have a 60-20-20 split. That's the minimum. 60% on necessities, 20% on luxuries, and 20% on your future, right? If you're not doing those, then you're not even on track anywhere near living your life to the fullest, and you need to step up your game, okay? So in this instance, 60% looks like 72,000. So we need to try and cut 2,000 away from that. Our luxuries look like 24,000, which is 12,000 on travel and 12,000 on luxury. Now, you might just want to put it all on luxury and have zero travel. That's up to you. Most people like to split between travel as their big goal, as their big luxury, and restaurants or whatever as their little luxury. But that's just a general guide. And then we want at least 24,000 or 2,000 a month to invest. Now, if somebody on there only wants to spend $12,000 on luxuries and they're happy with that, well, you can put the rest of that money wherever you want, right? You can put that money into investments and have it at 36,000. That's fine. This is just a guide, okay? This is just a guide, mostly saying if your luxuries or if your necessities are over those ratios, you're living way beyond your means and you need to reel it the fuck in. If you don't want to reel it in, the top column, the top line shows what you need to earn to be able to not change your life and still hit those targets. So we see, well, if you say, well, you know what, I don't want to change anything, well, you need to go and earn another $3,500 a year after tax. That'll put you in line with that, right? And then it shows it all the way along. Now, the second category is the balance category. And the balance category is my favorite by far. It's a balanced budget. It's all about how to live your best life today while also looking after tomorrow and just having the best fun, right? And we break that down to 40% necessities, 20% luxuries, and 40% on your future. Okay. To me, this is my favorite. We try and achieve this with every client. That allows, that means on this instance, you would need 48,000, 48,000 you need to cut your bills down to 48,000, still have your luxuries of 24,000 and increase your investments to 48,000, right? That's ideal. That's how you would need to do it with the current income you're on. But if you don't want to change how you're living, then what you need to do is you need to increase your income to 185,000 a year. Okay, that'll make your necessities make a lot more sense. But in saying that, it'll also increase everything else, right? Then we've got phase 3, the ideal. Now this says ideal because this is like the most you want to go. If you're like, this is a big income. We said 370 grand. You need to be able to do this with the current balance. Otherwise, if we try and cut this down to what the person's currently on, we're looking at 24,000 expenses, 36,000 in luxuries and 60,000 in investments. Now there is 2 types of people that meet this category relatively well, or 3. One, really young people still living at home. Right, that's when you should be in the ideal phase at the start, and you should be able to live a pretty bloody good life at that point before you go and buy your first home or whatever. Number 2, people with heaps of money, right? Just people on big incomes. Number 3, retirees, right? When they pay off their mortgage, they retire, this is where they should be sitting, right? But for the rest of your life, if you don't fall into one of those 3 categories, balanced budget is ideal, man. It's absolutely ideal. So what we do is we figure out where do we sit. Now, in this instance, we sit close. We want to fall into the minimum category because we're just outside of it. It's easy to start there, and then we can work our way towards the balance category. So we go down, we go to the minimum side, and we go, rightio, well, we get paid monthly, right? So we look at the monthly column. If you get paid fortnightly or weekly, you can break your accounts down based on that. We go monthly column, we have a look, and we say, right, so I earn $10,000 a month in income. That needs to go into my bills account, which I need to make sure 6,000 a month stays there for my necessity bills. Then I can transfer from there $1,000 into travel and $1,000 into luxury, or however you want to break that up, to make sure that my lifestyle is looked after. And then I should set an automatic direct debit up into my wealth account, which I might put towards saving for a home. I might put towards investing. I might put towards whatever, paying off a mortgage, wherever you are, paying off debt if you've got debt. That's what that account is for. It's for making sure your financial future is on track and looking at the goods. Then the last column tells us how much of a buffer we need for 6 months. So we should be trying to save a 3 to 6 month buffer. This is the 6 month amount, which is 36,000. So that should be one of your first saving targets to make sure that you are eat soir if anything goes wrong. All right. So that's how to use our budgeting tool, our budgeting spreadsheet. With the new added thing, I think this is my favorite thing, is telling you what you need to be able to earn to achieve your goals, changing your lifestyle, because 9 out of 10 people don't want to change their lifestyle, right? So that's good to see what there. So that's our budgeting tool. If you need any help or you got any questions, let me know. But that's how to use it. And that's a nice little guide on how to make sure your money is clicking away as best as possible. All right, I'm out. Peace out. Thanks for watching.